$100.
Can I?
Right.
Sorry, you're not finished.
I have neighbors that are very concerned about the Fifth Ward in different spots, and we just seem to have cars that are not being moved. They're not willingly moving, and so it's causing issues. So I didn't realize that the number, if it's $100, that would seem that it would have get somebody's attention.
They
Yeah, if you have any
definitely tow 'em on the street.
Yeah.
If there are
Yeah.
specific
It's a
streets,
hassle, for sure.
I can check to see if we issued tickets in Fifth Ward in the last few storms, but if there are specific streets you have issues on, let me know.
I didn't want to drive up it, bro.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Which is, what, like, generally, when we're anticipating a snowstorm, snow event, there's like a nixle that goes out, there's like, we try to let people know as much as possible. What about, like, for example, last week, I think, we had, like, it started snowing overnight, and we got more snow than I think anybody would have anticipated. Like, if someone had left their car on the street, I mean, do we snow even if we don't advance do we ticket, even if we don't have advance notice of the snow?
I believe we do. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'd have to talk to the police department in a particular case like that if we did, but
Yeah.
Chris.
Chris?
If we know that the snow event's gonna exceed 2.5 inches, we issue a public service announcement.
Yeah,
But there are times when they may predict an inch, and we get 10 inches, and
yeah,
the
Vice
weather
versa.
predictions are so unpredictable,
right,
so.
yeah. I feel like during the day, it makes a certain amount of sense, but if it's like a snow event overnight, there should be like a grace period in the morning where you go like, oh gosh, you know, where'd all the snow come from, you know, and you clean off your, shovel out, clean off your car. I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. I wondered about that, cause I was really surprised by the snow, and there were some cars in the street in my neighborhood, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they would get a ticket, and we, like, it wasn't even snowing, you know, at 8, 9, 10 o'clock the night before, so, I don't know, I just wanted to ask. Your question reminded me, so thank you.
I can look closer at that, just look at the data to see when we started ticketing particular storms. We don't have a specific policy that says, like in a scenario like that, do
Yeah.
this, you know.
Right,
Would it be similar, I would think, to you need to have your sidewalk cleared by, was it 10 a.m.? I believe that's right.
right,
Yeah, I mean, in those cases, we're not shoveling people's
No, I
sidewalks until the
understand
next
that, but
day.
in terms of being able to put a marker on it within the context of their day, you know, so
Right.
10 o'clock, you're out there. If you're not moved, you're likely to be ticketed. Yes, Jenny?
that's a good,
Just my 2 cents, you have to remember that the buses have to get through, the school buses and OPT buses.
right,
Hmm.
that's true. It's a good suggestion, though, it's maybe something the Quality of Life Committee could look at.
Yes, Lynn?
You said legislative? So I kinda wanna go back to the towing aspect, so we're not towing at all, or is it?
I think it's on a case-by-case basis, depending on if there are issues that Public Works notices, or the police notice, or the fire department for that matter, if there's a, safety concern with having a street impassable. I don't
I'm
know.
not aware of any recent towings, usually the guys let me know. I think the last towing I know of was done when we did the pavement markings in 27 Market Street.
Mm-hmm.
Painted the lines there. I'm not aware of any recent towings.
Definitely not snow related.
Yeah. Only ticketing that I know of.
Good to know.
Okay. Anything else for Chris? All right, well, my remarks are going to be short. As I was coming here, I was watching the body of former President Carter being brought to the Capitol Rotunda for viewing. Of course, we know that the National Day of Mourning is on Thursday. Today is Tuesday, but I wonder if I might be able to ask those in attendance to just give us a few seconds of consideration of the quality of life and the precedent and the example of former President Carter. There are a few of us in the room who are old enough to, I'm looking at you, Marge, who are old enough to remember his presidency. But here's a man who absolutely shone beyond that 4 years that he had as president, and it's a tremendous example to all of us. So if you would, just join me for a few seconds in remembrance. That's it. Thank you very much, folks. And we will now move on to our discussion agenda with motion number 16, which requires a lot of reading. Motion 16, that the Common Council approves the following resolution. Whereas the Common Council authorized the amended capital project budget for the Market Street Transportation Improvement Projects totaling $23,266,854 on December 5th, 2023. And whereas the project has progressed beyond 50% completion with the parking garage demolition, Market Street improvements, and Water Street improvements projects being nearly complete. And whereas the current projected costs remain within the total project budget approved on December 5th, 2023, and whereas the current projected total costs require budget amendments to reallocate funds across the various project budgets based on actual and anticipated activity, and whereas the Common Council authorized a contract for architectural and engineering design and construction administration services with Wendell W.D. Architecture, Engineering, Surveying, and Landscape Architecture, PC, on May 17, 2022, for a scope of work including a fee estimate of $1,901,526. And whereas the scope of work has been modified significantly throughout design and construction, including various redesigns, construction phasing, and additional efforts associated with construction administration and observation, which were not anticipated in May 2022. And whereas the modified scope of work has required additional efforts and costs incurred by Wendell, with a modified fee estimated to be $2,500,000 as of December 5, 2023, and now estimated to be $3,058,000. And whereas the Department of Public Works has reviewed all scope and fee changes incurred by Wendell and determined the same to be reasonable, therefore be it resolved that the Common Council authorizes the city administrator to execute an amended contract